In this tutorial, we will write a Java program to display Fibonacci series. And if you don't know, the series is a series where the next term is the sum of previous two terms. The first two terms of the Fibonacci sequence are 0 followed by 1, and then the series go on with the addition of previous two terms. For example, our first two terms are 0 and 1. Next term is 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 1 plus 2, 3, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 5 plus 8, 13, 8 plus 13, 21, and so on. So we will basically take the number from user, and that will be the number of terms we want to display in the Fibonacci series. So let's give a message to the user to enter a number of terms basically, and we take it into our variable terms equals to reader dot next int. Okay, and we also initialize our two uh, variables t1, t0, and t1, or let's just say t1 and t2. T1 equals to 0 and t2 equals to 1. Okay, and we start a loop which goes from 1 up to number of terms equals to number of terms and I plus plus. Okay, and in this we print uh, we print I remove the line character, and we print t1 plus a space as well, so that two terms are separated by the space. And now we need to exchange the terms. So our we need to give t2 to t1, and in place of t2 we need to store the sum of these two. So first let's calculate the sum equals to t1 plus t2. Okay, and then we assign t1 equals to t2 and t2 equals to sum. Okay, so and outside this loop uh, we do nothing because we don't need to do, we have already printed the term over here. So let's run and see if this works out, then I'll walk you through the code. Program is compiling, number of terms, let's say 10, and there you go, we have 0 1 1 2 3 5 8 13 21 34, which is as same as this. So our program is working perfectly fine. And now let me walk you through the code what actually is happening. We have taken the number of terms from the user, and we have initialized our two initial terms t1 and t2 by 0 and 1, and then we have started loop to go from 1 up to number of terms user wants to print the Fibonacci sequence, and then we are printing from 1, which is our 0. We are printing 0, and over here what we are doing is sum will be sum will be equals to t1 plus t2. T1 plus t2 equals to 1. Okay, and then this t1 will become t2, which is 1. So t1 becomes 1. Okay, and over here t2 becomes equals to sum, and sum is 1. So in first iteration these values will be updated like this, and the next iteration sum will be now t1 plus t2, and t1 and t2 both are 1, so 1 plus 1 2. Okay, and then t1 will be equals to t2 is 1, so t1 will also be 1, and t2 equals to sum, and sum is 2, so this will be 2. And then again in next term sum will be equals to 1 plus 2 3, and t1 will be equals to t2, and t2 will be equal to sum. Okay, and then sum will be 5, and so on. So what we are doing is we are basically assigning second term to the first term, and second term is equals to the sum of previous two terms, and we go on until the number of terms user want to print. Okay, so that's it with this tutorial, and I'll see you in next tutorial.